Hi folks, I'm going to just open up real quickly and let you know regarding our situation with Chase Young. There's not going to be anything more that we can add to the statement that we put out yesterday. Coach Day is not going to be able to add to it at all. I do want to say regarding a report earlier today, or reports earlier today about 4 games that we were hopeful for. We don't have any expectations right now regarding numbers of games, excuse me, that will be missed. That report was incorrect. We don't have expectations for the numbers of games. The process is ongoing, and we are hopeful for a resolution in the near future. Other than that, we're not going to be able to comment anymore other than the statement that we had yesterday. And with that, I'll bring Coach Dave up to the table.
Just want to again, we don't take it for granted or make any assumptions. Seeing another full house here on a beautiful November day, and Buckeye Nation came out and they were loud and proud. It was great. And then also Military Appreciation Day. It means a lot to our team and the things that we do, and again, we don't take it for granted, and so have great respect for everybody who serves. And so overall, I just want to again thank on behalf of the whole team, the Buckeye Nation and the military for a great day. I thought we came out and played well early, and then really finished the game off well. But this was a game where we felt like went through a little adversity this week. Adversity reveals character, and our character was at the forefront of this game. I thought we came out and showed that we're made of something special here.
With that, we'll open it up for questions. Front row right here, Don.
Coach, as far as the adversity, when you look at your defense, I think they had 7 sacks. Just what was the mood of the defense when they found out, and just I guess the overall with the team when they found out they were losing?
Nobody flinched, and I think they all wanted to show that this is a team. This is a defense. This is a unit, defensive line unit, who it's more than just one person. And I think they had their chests out, and we're proud of the way they played today. They should have. They played with an edge and something to prove. And anytime our guys come out with something to prove, we're dangerous. So overall, I thought we all had that approach, but especially the D-line.
Forward to the left, Bill.
It looked like you really wanted to kind of make a statement today in terms of the onside kick early up 14-0, and then at the end of the half, all the timeouts. Was there a real mentality of, okay, we're going to put our foot down today?
Well, we always want to be aggressive, and that's just the way that we want to be around here. We did that at the end of the Northwestern game as well, but that's just our approach every week. But I think that again, when this team faces a little bit of adversity, we have an edge, and we want to come after you and be aggressive, and that's the approach. And I think that the guys really embraced that this week. And we talked to them early, if the timing is right on the third kickoff and we have the opportunity, we're going to take that. I think the guys feed off of that aggressiveness, and it was great. And then at the end of the half, say, listen, if we get a 3 and out, we're going to go after the punt as hard as we could. And Seven Banks missed it, I think, by this much. Love to look at on film, but I think the guys like that. They feed off of that aggressiveness and confidence, and they kind of build on it as the game goes on.
Front row right there, Tim.
Yeah, Ryan, just 2 quickies. Number one, do you have confidence that you're going to get you're going to get Chase Young back?
Yeah, again, this is not for me to say right now, any of that stuff.
Okay. And number 2, Devon Hamilton in particular seemed to be playing with an edge again. What could you even notice from your vantage point of the push he was getting? Obviously 2 sacks kind of sums it up too, but just what he brought to the game today.
I think Devon, really has had such an impact on this whole season, but then also the game, because he's an inside presence, and when he can push the pocket, it makes all the difference in the world. And then when he does what he did today, which is just defeat a blocker and get a sack, it changes the mentality of the quarterback. And I know coaching quarterbacks, when you have a guy in your face and in your lap, and especially early in the game, you don't want to stand in there anymore. You're not looking at the coverage, you're looking at the rush. And I think Larry's done a great job with Devon's development over his career here. But he's one of the most improved guys on our team, and was in the offseason, and now he's playing like that. So it's great to see a guy who's developed and having great success.
Far left over there, Bill.
Ryan, we asked you a lot this year about first experiences as being your first year as a head coach. You lose the best player in college football. I know you can't talk specifically about it, but how do you approach it with your team? What experiences can you draw on to make sure it doesn't have an impact on your guys?
Well, this not necessarily this team, but a lot of guys in this team have have been through adversity with our coaching staff, with me as the head coach, and so this isn't anything new. So our guys didn't flinch, and there was a part of, there was a bunch of guys on our team like, okay, got some adversity, let's go, let's pull out this thing together, let's show everybody how tight this team is and what we're really made of, and show our character. And I thought that came through today during the game.
Front row right there. Austin?
Ryan, when did you decide that Rashad could play both ways?
We've been looking at it. Rashad came in as a defensive lineman, and he's been doing some really good things. And he kind of came to us a couple weeks ago, and then based on the situation, we said, let's just put him over there. And so last Wednesday, he went over and did a good job. He flashed a couple times, and so he's very talented. And moving forward, we're going to try to maybe use him in some different spots.
Over to the left, Ari, please.
Garrett Wilson was your leading receiver today. Seems like he just makes plays that are just physically inherent in him. I'm wondering, you saw during national championship run last year where freshmen on Clemson's team were stepping. Are you starting to get a sense for this is a kid that can be a difference maker for you in bigger games that are coming down the line?
Garrett's still really young, but certainly his talent is off the charts. And so I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves with Garrett, but we think he obviously has a tremendous ceiling. And he's growing every week. He's understanding how to practice. He's understanding how to play within the offense. But I feel like his maturity level and him, it's kind of like the way Chris Olave came on late in the season as well last year as a freshman. He's kind of into that swing right now where he's got some games under his belt. And the more games we can get like this with the ball in his hands and have an opportunity to make some catches downfield. The one post got called back because of holding, so he made some plays there. But I think the big thing for him is just going to be how well do you practice, how well do you take care of the ball, what kind of discipline do you have during the week. Because if he does that, then he can be as good as he wants to be.
When's it okay to get carried away with him?
Not right now.
Okay, one last other quick question. Can Blake put the ball where he put it on the onside kick pretty regularly? Like, how can you just take us through the idea of, what?
It was something we saw on film, and that Barnes saw, and we thought that we had a real shot at it. And the guys practiced it during the week, and it wasn't one of those things that was a home run every time we did it. But you talk about competitive excellence, that couldn't have been executed any better. That was as clean as it could be. And it was cool to feel the excitement in the stadium. There was just something about that kick that was like, wow. And it was executed well, and there was just like a feeling in the stadium you could feel when that was executed. And then from then on, I just felt like the game kind of went like this. So anytime you can steal a possession in any game, it's a game changer. And whether it's a block punt or something like that, you steal a whole possession from somebody, it flips the scoreboard. So we saw it, we executed it, and I thought it was well done all across the board.
Front row middle, Joey?
Did Chase's status at all affect guys' preparation and practices during the week, and how you guys
Did what?
Did Chase's status, or did that have any effect on kind of practice or preparation for the league?
No, not at all.
Just one follow-up. How did you think Zach Harrison did going into?
I thought he did a good job. And unfortunately, he gets that sack, and then they call me unsportsmanlike because he flexed over the quarterback, and that was a learning lesson for Zach. And we have to look at some of those penalties because that was the amount of penalties we had today was embarrassing. So we got to get that fixed. A few of them are learning opportunities, and that was one for Zach. We brought him over, and the referee had to explain to him why he called that, and he didn't realize he did it. He was so excited about getting the sack, and so that's a young guy who has to learn to play with emotion. Don't let emotion play with him, because we could have been out of that drive. That was a drive we had like 3 penalties in a row. They score on us, and in a big game that could cost us. So learning opportunities, but overall I thought just from where I saw it, Zach played pretty well. But we'll look at the film and grade him out and see if he was a champion.
Over to the left, Doug?
Ryan, what was your initial thought and reaction when you first heard the news about Chase, and how did you initially address it or get the news out to the team?
Yeah, we were all just obviously surprised by it all, and just tried to communicate to the team the best we could when it was appropriate, and then set the plan for the week, and we're just going to take it day by day.
And you just have to deal with the realities, but the last time you guys played, the whole country was talking about whether Chase Young is a Heisman candidate. You guys are #1 in the country, and then this kind of thing just happens. Just what are your general thoughts about that? It does happen in college football sometimes, but just what is that reality like?
Well, I don't think we overthink it. Chase is dealing with a situation that we're all supporting him with, and once we get some clarity on what's going on, then we'll deal with it from there. But until then, we focus on the team the best we can. And then one thing about football that's different than almost any other sport is a guy could roll an ankle, a guy could hurt himself, a guy could get a concussion at any point, and the guy has to step up. So it's not like, you don't have the mentality of the next guy up in football. You do. And so that's what we're going to do. And, we're supporting him and he's supporting us, and we're going to get through it together. And he knows we have his back, and that's important.
The second row middle, Dylan?
You had your starters out to start the second half. In the past, they've been able to play a few series into the second half. What was the decision process into that? Play all the second half?
We haven't played a whole bunch of football when you really think about it this year, and we had a long talk at halftime, but it's November. We still have a lot of football ahead of us, and we just thought that was the best move.
Over to the left, Rob?
Ryan, gonna let you respond to this. On TV, they were talking about the timeouts, the onside kick, and there was an implication that this might have been personal for you. The inference being that Maryland was somehow involved in the chase, bringing that to light.
No, nothing like that at all.
Okay.
No, nothing like that at all. Nope, that wasn't anything other than just, and we're always going to be aggressive in the first half. I mean, I feel like when you're playing the first half of any game, anything could happen in the second half. So you do the best you can to be aggressive, and then if it gets out of hand in the second half, you're smart about tempo. You're smart about maybe taking shots, especially in the fourth quarter, and you want to run the game, run the ball, and show respect. And I thought we did that. I thought we ran the ball and kind of played slow in the second half. By no means would I ever try to run up a score at all. It's just we're letting our guys play, and so no, that would be completely out of line.
And just your feel on Justin Fields last year. You guys weren't throwing down the field quite as much as you are this year. Are you happy with his downfield where he's progressing?
Well, we challenged the pass game this week, and I thought we came out aggressive. I think we threw it 25 times in the first half. I mean, that's pretty aggressive for us. So that would be on pace for 50 in a game, and that was good. And we challenged the protection, we challenged the routes, we challenged everybody involved with it, the decision making. And I thought, if you look at the first half, he was 16 to 25 for 203 touchdowns. Is that accurate? Yeah, I think that's right. That's a pretty good half. So if you double that, that would be a game. And so that's one of the things that I think. Our guys, what they really are focused on is winning. They don't care about the other things, but that's one half of football. So sometimes when you look at that compared to some of the other guys throughout the country, you'd say, well, he only threw for 200 yards. I don't really played one half of football. J.K. Dobbins runs for 90 yards. I only played one half of football. So, but it's a good thing, and I know that those guys are proud of the way they played, and so are we.
And final questions, third row there, Dan.
Ryan, what do you think it is about this team that's allowed you guys to just come out week in and week out with this same level of energy to be able to get on teams like this, even in a week like this where maybe you guys have unexpected adversity?
Well, I think that there's great leadership. I think that our coaching staff's doing a good job week in and week out preparing these guys. And we're playing with an edge. And, we have to continue to bring it each week, and we have to challenge the guys to do that. And we know what happens if you don't. If you don't bring it every week, you can really see it yourself jammed up, and so we have to make sure that we're bringing it each week. But again, I think it goes back to our leadership. And this is a team year. It was 52-51 last year, and an absolute fight to the fourth quarter. And I think our defense was tired of hearing about that for a year. So it was fresh on their minds, and I think we had a lot of respect for this team coming into the game because of that game that we played last year. And so we started fast, and I thought we played well throughout the game.
Coach, I'm sorry, one more over here to the right. Play.
Ryan, you alluded to it a little bit. How is Chase doing? What's his state of mind right now?
Yeah, he's taking it day to day, and he knows that he has the support of his teammates, and he's going through a tough time. But again, adversity, reveals character. And I can tell you right now, he's a special young man that's handling his business the right way, and we're all proud of him.
Coach, will he practice this week as you wait to work?
He practiced last week, and he'll practice this week.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach.